Welcome to the channel. Stick around because I am about to answer some of the most common homeschool questions. Welcome to the channel. My name is Morgan here at The Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I hope that while you're here, you find everything that you need, love, and enjoy right here on the channel. While you're here, don't forget, click that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you do not miss any of the videos uploaded on the channel. If you've been with me before, welcome back. I greatly appreciate you. We are about to talk about the most common homeschool questions. And I approach this with a really sensitive, understanding mind and heart, because I believe that as a homeschooler, there was a time where people asking me questions about our homeschool journey, I would get offended. I had kind of developed a chip on my shoulder because I had experienced the challenging, where people wanted to challenge what I was doing and tell me that it was wrong and all of the above. Then there were the loving people who wanted more information because they potentially wanted to homeschool their children. And then there were the people who are a part of the homeschool community already, who are looking to make changes and are just curious about how other homeschool families operating. But in the beginning, I received more of the challenging types of questions, and it kind of curbed how I responded to other people. Since then, I have opened my eyes, my heart, and my mind, and have really come to a place where any question is received well on my end, and I am able to answer it, because at the end of the day, it's our homeschool journey. It's how we choose to do it. And I share that with people who ask, no matter what they ask. Everyone's going to have different opinions about these questions, period. That's just the way it goes. So I enlisted the help of some of my Instagram family, homeschool people who are interested in homeschool. They dropped me tons of questions, and I'm going to answer those here. What I want from you, please, is if you feel compelled, there's a question that comes across and you want to answer it, please put it in the comments down below. What this will do is continue to help this community of homeschoolers grow. Those who are interested, those who just want more information, those who are currently in homeschool that may want to change things up. We are a community of people, and I believe that we are all here to assist one another in any way that we possibly can. My answers here for The Life of Tillmans may be completely different from yours, which if you put your answer in the comments down below, that will help out anyone who sees this video, anyone who looks at those comments, and help them on their homeschool journey. I have all of the questions here. I had to print them off and write some of them down because I used my phone to record and they came through my Instagram, and so I couldn't do both, right? So I printed them off and then I wrote the rest of them down. I'm just going to go through these questions, and if I have a video that I can link related to the question, I will do that also in the description box, so check that out. The first question, these are in no specific order, just random. How many hours a day do you homeschool? For us, it's anywhere between 4.5 to 5 hours. Usually we are homeschooling from 8 to 1. That's the short of it. Are we homeschooling for that time straight through? No, that also includes our lunch. Next question. How do you check your child's reading level? I have a video where I talked about reading levels on there and different methods that you can use. I will link that video down below. But in short, what worked for us is the 5-finger method. If you pick up a book for your child, and by the end of it, on that couple of pages, they are able to put down all of their fingers because they know all of the words, then that book is a little too easy. If they get to the end of that page and they have about 3 fingers left of words that they don't know, that's about grade level. But I'll link that video down below. That's a simple and easy way to do it. You can just pick up books and have your child read to you. And there are also programs that you can use online to assess your child's reading level if you want to take it that far. What homeschool learning apps do you use? Here at The Life of Tillmans, we don't use many. We have teaching textbooks for our math. We have used iExcel, and the girls like it. Just something to help reinforce what they have already learned and give them a little extra practice in those areas. ABC Mouse for my tot every so often. It's fun. She doesn't really feel like she's learning. But other than that, we do not use any apps for our homeschool. But I can give you a couple of suggestions that I have heard about. One of them is Reading Eggs if you're trying to get your child to read better. And another one is Epic for Kids, which is another reading app. I went to everything reading. But also there are tons of free typing websites, not necessarily an app, but typing websites. If you want your child to learn typing, they can do that for free. We did that as well and have used typing. But other than that, we don't use a lot of apps in our homeschool. My girls really don't like being on the computer and using apps that much. It just has made it a lot easier for me over here because I don't have to worry about it. How do you rotate and teach 3 grade levels at once? Here we have a 4th grader, 3rd grader, and a pre-K 4. I spend individual time with each of them. I recently did a video on our schedule, which will come out updated because I know things are going to change. But I did that, and what I do is try to give each of my girls their individual time in specific areas that they need, particularly language arts and math. For my toddler, she gets her morning time, which is about 20 to 30 minutes every morning, just she and I going through what she needs. My big girls at that time are doing independent work like reading, or also working on like spelling or vocabulary, things that they do not need my assistance with. It takes longer. It does make our day go a little bit longer, but it's well worth it for your child to get that individual time in those specific areas. And then we have family subjects where we all just sit around and learn together. Next question. How often do you do unit studies, or is it just random? Last year, we took a big dive into unit studies, and essentially each one of our unit studies was anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, and we rotated through those. The unit studies were primarily chosen by my girls, subject matters that they were interested in, and we just went with it. This year, they will be a little bit more random because we are using My Father's World, which is an all-inclusive curriculum that has tons of information in it, but we will still be doing a couple of unit studies. One of those will be our human body unit study that we did not complete last year. We will also do another Christmas unit study and Kwanzaa. They will not be as long. Those will be mini units, but that is how we go about our unit studies. If we are going through the school year and the girls decide that there is another area of interest that they have, we will go for it. But that is how I do unit studies. It's really solely based on the girls' interest levels. Next question. How do you know what to teach? I will say this. For me, we know the basics of life as adults and what we need in order to live every day. We need language arts skills and we need math skills. Those are the things that I go to for core. All the time, those will be taught, and you can choose to go by your state standards depending on how you want to navigate that, or you can grab a book that has what your 3rd grader needs to know, what your 4th grader needs to know, those types of books, and you can pick and choose what you want to focus on for your child. If you want to place heavy emphasis on writing, go for it. If you want to place it on grammar, that's another option. You get to choose those. A curriculum like Master Books, it has all of those things in it. A little bit of writing, but they also have an additional writing curriculum that we will be using this year. And I will link our curriculum video down below for you. But those are options as well. Also, I say a big part of it, child-led. When we start getting into science and geography, that's how we come with our unit studies. Whatever my girls want to learn, that's usually where we go. Whatever I see their interest level is being placed, that's where we go. And so you, like I said, state standards or child-led. It's completely up to you and where you feel comfortable with teaching your child. I don't know what that was. Okay, next question is, do you connect with other homeschool families and parents and do play dates? We do not. We do not. We do have play dates, but I say other homeschool families. We are still growing our homeschool community here where we are and finding people, but our girls have had friends before we even started homeschool, since they were a lot younger, and those are the people that they hang out with as well. But also we do extracurricular activities, so our girls are constantly meeting people all the time and making new friends, and they may or may not be homeschool families, but majority of the time they are very understanding of our schedule and our lives, and that we homeschool, and we just make it work and fit it in. Right now, my oldest daughter plays on a homeschool volleyball team. She is making friends with other homeschool families. I am meeting the parents and talking with them. And so it's natural. It just kind of flows. I do not seek out tons and tons of opportunities because it just flows naturally. I feel like it works better that way for us. If it's just a natural gravitation of our children to other children and me to other parents. Next question, do you take field trips or travel? This year, we definitely will be. In the past, we have not done many field trips with pandemic and restrictions and all of those things, but we will be doing a field trip once a month this homeschool year, and we are so excited about it. I talk about our plans for the year in a video I posted a couple weeks ago, and I will link that down below for you as well. If you can't teach a certain subject, do you reach out to find a tutor? And this person also put, not that you can't do it. I have not yet outsourced a specific subject for us, but I do know a lot of people that do that. As your child gets older, I can imagine me outsourcing certain things, possibly history or science, things like that, as my children get older and get into those late middle school to early high school years. A website, I guess I'll say, that people use is outschool.com, and they have all subjects. If you don't feel like you're capable of doing so. And that doesn't make you less of a homeschool parent. I want to say that because we're not able to do everything all the time. Another area that I would probably outsource would be art. I know nothing about art history, nothing. Could I research it? Absolutely. Do I think that my children may have a little bit more fun doing it with someone else who has a strong background in art history? 100%. That may be an area that I outsource if they are interested in art history and we are wanting to incorporate that into our homeschool. Do it. It's completely fine. It doesn't take you away from being a homeschool parent or homeschool family, a homeschool teacher. It just means that you understand where you are able to reach and how far, and that you need help. I'm game. I get it. Next question is, do you use or have a set schedule or routine that you follow every day? I recently put out a schedule video because we kind of moved away from definitely a schedule last year. However, we need a little bit more structure because we have lots of activities in the evenings and we have to plan for those and make sure that we are aware of how our day needs to flow. Is this schedule very rigid? No, I did put timestamps by it, but we will not likely stick with those timestamps. It just gives us a guide. So I say it's more of a guide and a routine and a flow of the day. I know just from experience that our girls usually wake up about 7:15 or 7:30 in the morning. And then they're ready to eat about 30 minutes later. So that takes us to 8 o'clock for breakfast. It takes them about 30 minutes to kind of flow through and eat and chat and clean up. So around 9 o'clock, that's usually when we start homeschool. So it's more of a rhythm or a flow for us. But I did put timestamps next to it so that I can ensure that we are kind of staying within that guide, but it's not rigid, like 9:15, we're supposed to be moving on to something else. It's not like that. It's just a guide to say, okay, this is about the time. But if we're like heavy into learning whatever that subject matter is, we're gonna get it until it's done, period. So, next question, I'm changing pages. How do you effectively teach a child how to use the dictionary? This was challenging for me when we started about a year and a half ago with my oldest daughter, because I forgot. I didn't remember what guide words were and all of those types of, I just didn't remember those specific terms. However, I started doing a little bit of research and I was like, okay, we need to do this. The first step that I took though was teaching my girls how to alphabetize words. To me, if you don't know how to alphabetize words, you cannot use a dictionary. So I took their sight word cards that we had, and I would just spread out about 5 to 10 of them, and I would have the girls put them in alphabetical order. That is how we started with learning how to use the dictionary, because once they can alphabetize words, they can then go over to the dictionary and use the guide words at the top of your dictionary. Now, we play dictionary games around here quite a bit, but also if the girls don't know the meanings of a word, I immediately send them to the dictionary. So not only are they getting vocabulary, they are also getting practice with using the dictionary. And we have a Webster's Junior type of dictionary, still has tons and tons of words, like over 3,000 words in it, which is great for the girls, but that is the dictionary that they use. It is specifically for children. But that's how I started teaching them how to use a dictionary, and we still do it all the time. I refer them to the dictionary quite a bit. Next thing is, how do or did you transition your kids from public school to homeschool? Our girls were not heavy into public school. They actually went to a private school. My oldest daughter spent kindergarten in a private school. So the transition was not as tough as what I have heard. So on this, I am speaking from people who have experienced it, not us personally. But transitioning, everyone talks about the downtime that you need, or just de-schooling is the term that's used to allow you as the parent, the homeschool parent, and your child to rid your mind of what school looks like, to relax yourself, to take a break from what public school education looks like. And I believe that it's necessary, because even though my children did not have to de-school, I needed to de-school. And that was one step in our homeschool journey that I missed, because I still had a public school or private school mentality when we started homeschooling, and it caused a struggle, more so of a struggle within me, just allowing myself to change my vision of what schooling looked like. So I would definitely highly suggest de-schooling, not just for your child, but also for yourself, so that you can have a fresh, clean slate as to what your homeschool is going to look like and what's comfortable for you. Please weigh in on that one. If you have had to take your child from public school or private school to homeschool, how did you do it? How was that transition? Please put that in the comments, because I think that is very important for people who are starting this journey, and it is a big concern for those starting a homeschool journey. Next question. This person says they always get questions about socialization. I did a video a while back about socialization, but my feelings about it are still the same. My thoughts on socialization are still the same. Yes, we can spend so much time in these four walls that we don't allow our children to socialize, but it's not an issue. If you're getting out of the house, going to the grocery store, your child is in extracurricular activities, you are attending church, you have friends, and your friends have children, your children are socializing. My girls socialize with each other, they socialize with our neighbors, they socialize with their friends from church, extracurricular activities. But sometimes you do have to make a really strong and valid effort to get out of your four walls and your comfort zone, especially if you are a parent who is not big on socializing. I had to change me, because I'm not a huge, I say that's really funny, but I'm not a huge social person. Like, let's go hang out, let's do this type of thing. I've just never been like that. But I know that my children are not that same way. So when I look at their personalities, I have to help them and grow in whatever areas they need. And one of those is being able to interact with other people. We interact with family. We just interact. It's not an issue. It's really not a big issue. Next question. How do you teach different age or grade levels at the same time? I believe I already answered that, but I spend quality time with the girls in specific areas that they need. Language arts and math are usually those with my tot. All of her tot time is solo with me. It helps our day flow better. It is a little bit longer for the day, but it works out great for us. And it gives me a break that I can just focus on one child at a time and not have to like spin my wheels answering several questions from different people. That's life though, right? Next question, how do you pay for everything? Isn't homeschooling expensive? Homeschooling can be expensive. If you see everything that everyone is showing you and you go and get it all, yes, it absolutely can be. However, it does not have to be that way. What we have here in our homeschool room, we have built over time. I literally started out with printing off worksheets on Teachers Pay Teachers, going to the Dollar Tree for all of their educational items, going to the Target dollar spot. That is how we started, period. There were no huge curriculum books, none of that. We have just over time have built up things and found what we like. It's all about what you find that you like. Budget is major. What can you spend and what is most important for your homeschool? What do you need? What can you create on your own? What can you find from a small business owned company that has really cheap items or ideas that you can get off of Pinterest or Instagram or YouTube? Use your resources and keep your budget small. It does not have to be expensive. How do your children get involved with sports? Here, which I love, 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 we have a homeschool athletic association. They have everything from tennis to volleyball, golf, basketball, track and field. They even do PE classes a couple of days a week. I'm trying to think what else. Swimming. There's everything. Every sport that you could imagine. That is where I put my daughter, my one who's in sports. That is where I put her. She loves doing sports. Now, she also plays for another team that is not a part of the homeschool association. And that is just in the evening, as it would be if your child was in public school or private school. Extracurricular activities. Our dancer, we just found a dance company here. No, they don't have classes during the day for her dance company, but I prefer not to anyway because that's our homeschool time. That's field trip time. That's whatever we're doing that's not extracurricular activities. Our tot is in gymnastics, and her gymnastics location has day classes for her age. Up to the age of 6, they do day classes. So she will do gymnastics at 1 o'clock. But I just seek out opportunities and find different things. If you're looking for something that's homeschool friendly that does have classes during the day, definitely I would just search. We also have a homeschool band here as well. But because we are already like strapped to the max with things, I won't be putting the girls in there, but they will soon. I was a marching band and an orchestra person. But that's how we do it. You just find different things, find the classes, find what fits for your schedule. And I always say, do not compromise on your schedule. If you cannot find it that doesn't fit with your schedule that you have set, don't do it. Something will come along that is perfect for you and your family that fits your schedule. Another question is, what curriculum do you use? Yes, we get this a lot. Everyone wants to know curriculum. There are times that I just ask people just because I'm just curious, random. Not like I'm trying to change curriculums or anything, but I'm just curious what other people use. I will link our curriculum videos down below in case anyone is interested in just seeing. And it doesn't mean that you have to change your curriculum because you are looking at others. You could be looking ahead to next year. Who knows? But that is a very common question. Curriculum, curriculum, curriculum. There are people who don't even use curriculum. Remember that. This one, how much time, or I'm going to rephrase this. This person said they received this question as a homeschool family. How can you spend so much time together? We do, as homeschool families, spend a lot of time together. I am with my girls 24/7, except for when I go to bed at night and then we're all sleeping. So it doesn't really feel like separation time. But we do spend a lot of time together, but that is what I love about it because I get to see them in every aspect of their lives. I get to watch them grow. I get to watch them discover new things and get excited about it for the first time. I get to see all of those things and I love it. Definitely you have to set boundaries, I believe, and then you have to take your time. When we are doing family reading time, Mama goes to read, the girls go and read, Mallory grabs her little picture books and lays next to me. That's family reading time, but it's a little bit of a separation. And it also teaches us how to be more patient and more understanding about people because we're not the same all the time. We go through moods, we have good days, bad days, all of that. But I think that it helps to balance out. When one of my daughters is not having such a great day and the other one's having a great day, they're able to cheer each other up. So that balance. I love spending time with my girls. I love being here with them and just watching them grow and do life. And we do it together. The next question, I'm almost done. If you're still hanging out with me, you are amazing, okay? The next one, how does your normal homeschool day run and what curriculum do you use? I've answered both of those for you guys. And I believe this is the last one. Our why. That's so fitting that it was in that order and I did not put it that way, but our why. A lot of people want to know why you choose to homeschool. Why is that even something that you're doing? I can only speak for here at the Life of Tillmans, and I will link a video down below where I did a Q&A with my husband about our homeschool journey. But our why, in short, I didn't want to miss a thing. I did not want to miss a single thing in our girls' lives. Now, this started before we were even homeschooling. My oldest daughter was like 18 months, and we had just had our second daughter. And I told my husband, I think I want to stay home with our girls. Now, was I thinking about homeschooling them? No, I was just thinking about like, they're young. Let's wait until they get like 3 or 4. I just wanted to be at home. I didn't want to miss a single thing. Not a first step, not a cry, not a smile, not a trip and fall, nothing. I didn't want to miss any of it. I just didn't want to miss it. And that desire of not wanting to miss anything in their lives spilled over into homeschooling them. So my next reason will be control. Not so aggressive though, but a part of homeschooling is for us is wanting to have more autonomy and control over what our girls are being taught and how they are being taught and the environment for which they're being taught in. Those are the things that are majorly important to us. We want to be able to present any information to our girls in a way that we know, because we know our girls, that they are able to receive it the best way possible. We know them the best, and as my husband has always said, who better to teach your children than the one who knows them the best? That would be you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that bell so that you do not miss any of the videos down below, uploaded to the channel. Don't forget, if you saw a question or heard a question that you wanted to answer, put that in the comments down below. That's where the down below is supposed to go, so that other people can see and experience and know how things are done in this homeschool community. I'll see you guys right back here at the Life of Tillmans for another video next time. Bye.